Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. What you see on your screen is I'm featuring this video by Sister Lisa Cabrera, and she has some good content, and she actually knows she's Israel. She stated it before, but we're gonna let this video play.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's not often that I do a UFO story, but this came out on several different outlets. One was the Washington Post, and this one is the New York Post, and dated May 27th, 2019. It came out on History, History Channel. And you can see right there, it came out May 20th, 2019. All right, so these 5 UFO traits seen by Navy fighters defy explanation. And this came out on New York Magazine, so it came out on several outlets, as you can see. So New York.
Now we know these UFOs are IFOs. They are identified flying objects. As we know, being Israel, these are the chariots, the whirlwinds of the Most High God, right? It's going to bring destruction. It's going to rain down death and fire on these nations that have fought against His people. And it's going to be the salvation vehicle for the children of Israel, right? The elect.
Post Navy pilots spotted UFOs flying at hypersonic speed, report. May 27th, 2019. So it's been coming out on different social.
Yeah, man. Why you think Trump want to build a space force, man? Come on, man. A space force? Scripture say that he's going to try and stand up and fight against Yahweh, while Yahweh shy when he come back, right? Get this precept. It's the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 9. Then when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfast toward heaven, as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by him in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven, right? Oh, when Yahushua come back, he's coming back in those chariots, right? That's another precept. He's coming back, man. And they've known about this, man, and that's why you see them bringing this truth out. They trying to condition the people not to go crazy when he come out the heavens with it, right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 30. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other, right? Let's look at some more of this video.
Media sites. But let's get into this. I just found it a bit interesting. Navy pilots were seeing UFOs on an almost daily basis in 2014 and 2015. And guess where they saw it on a daily basis, y'all? Over the East Coast. UFOs were appearing over the East Coast of the U.S. every day between 2014 and 2015. Every single day. The unidentified flying.
We gather to celebrate a life of relentless evil. And though I gave you a quick death, it was not mercy. It was ortho.
Flying objects, so with an S, so it was multiple, look like white Tic Tacs or spinning tops flying against the wind. And Navy pilots keep reporting their presence over U.S. airspace. In interviews with the New York Times, 5 more pilots have come forward describing their experiences with UFOs flying off the seaboard from Virginia to Florida between 2014 and 2015. So they were spotting these UFOs over the East Coast every single day between Virginia and Florida. One 10-year veteran, Lieutenant Ryan Graves, claimed that he saw UFOs almost daily and that the objects could reach hypersonic speeds and heights of up to 30,000 feet without any visible engines or plumes.
Call lawyer how about Shimmy out with Shah Baraka thought. Hey man, these chairs man can do a 90-degree turn and boom, they gone, man. They ain't ready for this. They ain't ready for that smoke. They ain't ready for that.
Of infrared exhaust. Graves, who reported his experience to the Pentagon and Congress, said that these things would be out there all day. So they weren't something that just appeared in a millisecond. These objects would be over the East Coast between Virginia and Florida all day long.
Y'all can look at that video on your own, but this is Revelations chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. Oh, every nation gonna wail because they gonna see those chairs, man. They gonna understand it's a wrap for them. Their rulership is over. Let's get another precept. And that's deliverance of the children of Israel, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. So everything that the apostles and the elders been teaching, man, all the way down to the brothers is right now on the highways and byways. What? It's true, man. It's true. The words of the Most High is true. And every man a liar, right? This is the book of 1 Thessalonians. Chapter 4 and verse 16. And the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of power. And the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with him in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord, right? Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. We're sending out this comfort, man. Stay strong, Israel. Whatever you're going through, understand that it's meant to try you and make you better, to keep you in this word. Let's get another precept. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 15. And it reads, and ye shall leave, is that what I want? 66 and 15, Salakia. Says, for behold, the Most High will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Most High shall be many. So he's coming back with fire in those chariots, right? It's the book of Zephaniah. Yeah. Chapter 1. And it's plenty of precepts on the chariots. Chapter 1 and verse 14. For the great day of the Most High is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Most High. The mighty ones shall cry there bitterly. Yeah. All nations are going well because of him, right? It says, the day is a day of wrath. So like that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Most High, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Most High's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land, right? A speedy riddance. Like he getting rid of them, man. It's a wrap for him. It's done deal. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse 8. Was the Most High displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Why was thy wrath against the sea? Thou didst ride upon thine horses and thine chariots of salvation. So Habakkuk is wondering, it was so much destruction going on. He was wondering, was Yahweh mad at the trees? Was he mad at the river? Was he mad at the seas? Because he was destroying everything, man. The scriptures tell you that this place is going to be like a lake of fires. Nothing is going to be left, man. Understand that. Now, let's get wisdom of Solomon. Because once again, these are vehicles for the destruction of this place and the salvation of Israel, right? The elect of Israel. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Yeah, we stand in great boldness on the highways and byways, telling our people who they are according to the scriptures, letting them know that they're not a nigger, that they're not black, that they're not thoughts, that they're the children of Israel. But only the elect gonna have an ear to hear, right? It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this is he whom we had sometimes in derision, a proverb, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end without honor. How is he numbered among the children of power, and how is his lot? How is his lot among the saints, right? So when they see the strangeness of our salvation, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. When we get beamed up in those chariots, guess what, man? They were like, damn, all they were saying was true. But it's going to be too late, because as soon as us getting beamed up, the destruction is going to hit, right? Lord willing, this has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Till the next time I say, Shalom.